Hello, and welcome to an episode of Todd Talks. When Todd talks, people listen. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that video? Sir, finishing this prediction. Hopefully. And yes, today... Oh, what's that? What am I wearing? Why, this is the new Death Battle t-shirt straight from the Kickstarter. I got it a little bit ago. I have the poster around here somewhere and the coin. But I thought I would rock the first prediction video I got to do with it. So, here you go. And props to you all who got the golden version. I thought I had gotten the golden version, but it doesn't matter. I got a new shirt, and that's what matters. And what also matters is that we are doing the rematch that we the people, because not everyone voted for this one, but, it's a thing. The rematch that we got to vote for on the Kickstarter, which is Master Chief versus Doomslayer. It's happening... I don't know, actually. They haven't revealed if they're going to do Saturday again like they did with Shigaraki Mahito or doing it next Sunday. But either way, it's coming. And it'll be animated by Devil Artemis. So I think it's going to be really, really fun. Because he's actually done both Master Chief and Doomslayer in his universe before. So he knows how to rip and tear. Wait, that's next episode. But yes, this is going to be a fun episode, and there's might be a surprise for you in it that I might happen to know about. So, for now, let's get into the matchup itself, shall we? Starting, of course, with Master Chief, a.k.a. John 117. Sorry, moving my microphone. John 117. Now, when he was a boy... John 117 was just... Okay, he was just a regular kid. But he had some advantages. There was something about him that made him stronger, taller, more intelligent, and certain other things above others around him. And so when he was found by one Dr. Halsey, she was like, mine. That sounds dirty, but that's kind of what happened because she decided to conscript a whole bunch of kids like John and replace them with Flash clones. Why were they called Flash clones? Because they were imperfect clones and they were going to die. So basically the parents would get to mourn their kids while the kids actually went and served Earth. Yeah. I get so many jokes here, but let's just move on, shall we? So, John, who became John 117, and the rest of the Spartan 2 candidates were subjected to all manner of horrifying things to see if they were worthy for what would come next, including taking on numerous missions to test their mettle, test their intelligence, and so on and so forth. And despite John not being the strongest or the smartest or the most capable, he was the best among them. And even though others were promoted ahead of him at times, he was the de facto leader of the group, including one time when he and the rest of the Spartan crew were asked to take on a mission where one of them was intentionally said that you have to leave the last one behind. Okay? So, like, it was a race to not be the last one kind of thing. And they get to a ship where there were some UNSC Marines waiting for them, right? So, but the kids didn't know that they were Marines. So John was just like, screw that. I'm going to beat them up. I'm going to take their ship and all of us are getting on it. And he did that. He did it. And the Marines were ticked, and Earth was ticked at points. But John's like, I don't care. Keep that in mind for later. So eventually, after multiple missions and proving that they were worthy of the next step, they got the augmentation program, which is what they talked about in the Death Battle preview. This rigorous set of scientific enhancements made it to where John 117 and the ones who survived the process were able to get stronger, more durable. We keep hearing that, their bones are nearly unbreakable. Nearly. And so on and so forth. But the problem, of course, is that this kind of experimentation isn't always, safe. So a bunch of them died. Others were horribly disfigured, among other things. So the ones who survived but couldn't be soldiers were sent to the Office of Naval Intelligence, and the rest, like like Master Chief, or sorry, he wasn't Master Chief yet. Like John 117 were given the Mjolnir Mark IV power armor and started to do various missions to prove their skills. Now, the good news for John was that he was very good at this. Okay? This is before he even got Cortana, technically. So, he started doing missions, and that included the first fights with the Covenant. And it's here that we really got to see John's personality, which technically, in the games, we don't see it that much. But in the books, they harped on it more. And this was actually in the books. So, in like the first battle with the Covenant, they won, but it cost a couple Spartan lives. And that really affected John, because he's like, okay, the Covenant can't be beaten. That's good. We will die in great numbers to defeat them. That's bad. And so that mindset kept him going personally for a while, because he would often try and do things himself when possible, or he would fight to keep the others in his squad or in the units around him alive, because he knew that if they did things just the Earth way, let's call it that, because that was implied many times during the games and the books, they would be wiped out. And then, sure, they get the Covenant to die, but it cost them all their lives, and John didn't want that. John has never been the mission comes first. No, he's like, we can do the mission while saving everybody else. That's always been John. As noted by that Marine mission I pointed out earlier. Everybody lives, if possible. So, fast forward 27 years. Yeah. Over the course of 27 years, he did 200 missions for the UNSC. And this is where we get to the point of the games and all of that, where we talk about the Halo. Now, I won't go into all of this. I'm not going to get into the first trilogy, the second trilogy. I won't talk about the Fall of Reach. But long story short, John became the rank of Master Chief, which was actually impressive because he jumped 3 ranks at one point to get that rank, which was unheard of at the time, but that was just how good he was. He even impressed those who hated him, like they were like, oh, he's not all that, and then he does some stuff, he's like, okay, he is all that, let's promote him. Also, Master Chief is just fun to say. All right, that was actually a behind the scenes tidbit from the creation. Like, they were like trying to figure out what rank he should get, and they gave him the highest rank a non-commissioned officer could get, apparently, and that's the Master Chief. So, and it's just fun to say, Master Chief, not Master Chef. Boomstick, Master Chief. Such a fun show. So, throughout his journey in the first trilogy and the second trilogy, he fought everything from the Covenant to the Flood to the Gravemind to the Forerunners and so on and so forth. And both with and without Cortana, he was perfectly equipped for what would happen, because between his augmentation, his armor, and Cortana, John had greater strength, faster reflexes, he could see faster, reference, and he could endure a heck of a lot, all right? And that was vital for what would come, because he would fight a lot, and he would get hurt a lot, and yet he would just keep going because he's Master Chief. The wiki I was looking over for this noted that especially the first couple of games, Master Chief just gets dropped from like orbit and crashes into things a lot. I mean, he's crashed into ships, he's crashed into bases, he's crashed into the surface of planets, and he's just like, yeah, I'm good. So, bet you can't stick it. Bet. Yeah, he's endured a lot, and of course he's taken on wave upon wave upon wave of enemy combatants. He's gone on missions either in small teams or on his own and survived. He has seen the true threats that faced Earth and beyond and realized what he had to do. The very horrible Halo 5 Guardians was about Chief becoming a traitor, but it wasn't, because he actually realized the threat before anybody else and had to save a certain alien delegation before a bigger war could happen, and then he was like framed for it. Those are really bad. Like, even I knew that was bad. All right, I don't play Halo. I played Halo one time. It was ODST, and I got stuck with the worst missions, and that's why it forever tainted my experience. So, sorry, Halo. But hey, if Master Chief comes to Smash Brothers, as a lot of us think might happen soon, but Master Chief is equipped to take everybody on because he keeps getting all sorts of weapons. That's part of the fun of Halo. Even I knew that. All right, between his natural Spartan weapons, the Covenant weaponry, the Forerunner weaponry, the laser sword, red versus blue, and everything in between, he has weapons that can attack one enemy, attack multiple enemies, drop massive payloads onto them, pierce them, stun them. He's got the bubble shield, of course, which can basically stop any oncoming attack. I do apologize for the lighting. And so on and so forth. He has so much going for him. And that's what makes it kind of mind-boggling that you think, oh, well, this guy can't be stopped. Well, he can. We know he can. All right? For example, at one point, at the end of the original trilogy, he saved the Earth but was stranded in space, and so Cortana actually had to put him in cryo sleep. He could have, kept going. He could have, but, he's like, wake me up when you need me again. And so she did. That's what led to the second trilogy. But he can die. All Spartans can die. Like, that was part of his, the mindset was like he witnessed that despite all the augmentations of training and the victories, the equipment, Cortana, they can die. And that's why Master Chief, has never been afraid to defy orders in order to do what he felt was best for Earth, the squad, and so on and so forth. At one point, Cortana, because she was going into rampancy, he was ordered to give up Cortana's AI chip, and he refused. Another time, he was like, hey, this is the threat we got to go deal with. We got to go take care of that. And they're like, no, and you got to do this instead. And he's like, no. And he leaves. And the others let him do it because they're like, we're not stopping Master Chief. Like, hello. So, and his journey still is going on right now. You could say his journey is infinite. That was a bad game, too. But, yeah, his journey is still going on, so who knows what's going to happen next, especially with the Halo Studios thing going on. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. But if you have a mission, if you need someone to finish the fight, you call Master Chief. He knows how to get the job done. And now, from the depths of space, we now go to the pits of hell. Oh, you thought that I was going to stop saying hell because we weren't doing Ghost Rider versus Spawn anymore, right? No. All right. So yes, the Doom Slayer. But before I start, let's ask the big question. Is Doom Slayer the same guy that the original Doom games had? Doom Guy. The original guy that Master Chief fought in Season 1 of Death Battle? Season 1 or Season 2? Yes. Canonically. Yes. This is proven by the actual Earth archives from Mars. Martian archives? It doesn't matter. Human archives from Mars that prove that, yes, Doom Guy became Doom Slayer. And it's fascinating. Okay, here's the loose version. So Doom Guy was a thing, right? He was a former Marine sent to Mars as security after killing his superior officer after being giving an unlawful order. And naturally, Mars had a portal to hell. Sure. And he fought demons, fought monsters, yada, yada, yada. Somehow, some way, he gets taken from Mars and our dimension into an entirely other dimension. This is real. He is then trained by the beings that were there, and even though they were wary of him at first, even calling him the Outlander in their tongue, he was eventually blessed to become one of their ranks because he was determined, even then, after all he had gone through and being sent to another dimension, he had one goal: to wipe out all the demons in hell. So they're like, sure, we're good with that. So they put him into the divinity machine, blessing him with even greater strength, speed, durability. They upgraded his Praetor suit from the original game to be the one that we see in the 2016 and on titles, and he became a Knight Sentinel. And through this, he went and waged war with Hell again. And he was very good at this. He was very, very good at this. In fact, he was so good at this that not only did the emissaries of Hell, we're doing the shout game again, ladies and gentlemen, fear him, but even those he had aligned himself with, the Makers, Mayker, were fearing of him. And so when a civil war happened, he was on the side, was like, no, we need to get rid of these demons, and the others were like, no, we can use the demons to our advantage. So he fought against multiple sides, and him along with the Knight Sentinels were at one point trapped in Hell for centuries, literally, right? So him and his Knight Sentinels fought for centuries against the denizens of Hell, and he was one of the last ones standing. In fact, the only one who also survived was a guy who actually betrayed the Doomslayer and became known as the Betrayer, and tried to get his son back. The Betrayer, not Doomslayer, and because we all knew the Doomslayer would want his rabbit back. I know the lore. So even with this, Doomslayer kept going, and the denizens of the demons were like, okay, we really can't kill this guy. Like, really? So what do? They lure him to a temple, they drop it on him, and they put him in cryostasis. Get him! So, yeah. He's basically sealed away for a very long time. And eventually he is found by, the UNC? So UNC and UNSC. He's found by a corporation, basically. And they take him to Mars, where, surprise, surprise, someone on Mars is... Oh, yeah, so recap. Someone from Earth went to Mars, went from Mars to Hell, found the Doomslayer, realized it was basically an old Earth Marine, because remember, it's the same Doom guy became Doomslayer, and then took him to Mars because another human was trying to open a portal to Hell to, gain power, whatever nonsense happens in these Faustian bargains. It didn't go well for that person, Miss Olivia. Anyway, so he awakens the Doomslayer and is like, okay, look, my corporation's trying to do this. This person's trying to open the thing to Hell, and demons are everywhere. Mind helping us out? Rip and tear, right? So off we go. Yeah, and so for the next 2 games and some DLC, the Doomslayer, which is his canon name, by the way, that was the name he got from his new the other dimension and his new Knight Sentinel friends, went on a rip and tear mission to just wipe out everything that Hell threw at him. And he did it. And he did it. Alright? Like, that's the whole point of the games, is that, you are this unstoppable force of nature and dimensions, apparently. And you have all these weapons that you have on you, or that you take from the demons. And it's even stated that he gets stronger the more demons he kills. Like, it's not just like, oh, I can upgrade my suit, which you can do, or I can upgrade my weapons, which you can definitely do, but he gets stronger, like, physically and speed-wise. He gets stronger the more he kills. And he loves to kill. He loves it. This is what he does. His personality is defined by, I am going to kill all demons of Hell. That's it. Like, he has facets of another personality. For example, his AI, Vega, once risked its life to save his, and he made a copy of it just to ensure that it could keep going. But he did that not just because he felt some compassion for it, but it's like, hey, this is useful, and so I can kill more demons if I have Vega with me. So there you go. And then in contrast, Hayden, who was the guy, I think it was Hayden, who brought him back, he's like, oh yeah, our corporation's trying to do this. He's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to kill demons now. All right. So he has some loyalty to Earth still, and he's willing to help humanity as a whole, but he does it through the lens of, okay, humanity is good if I kill demons. Yeah, that works for me. All right. He doesn't say much throughout the entirety of the games. Like the DLC for Doom Eternal, he goes and fights the Dark Lord, yes, and he's about to kill him, and someone asks, "Do you have anything left to say before you kill me?" And he goes, "No." He didn't laugh, but it's like, "No." Yeah. So not much of a talker, but he doesn't need to be that. He lets his fists and weapons do the talking, and oh boy does he have a lot of weapons, not unlike Master Chief. Between his own weapons and the weapons he would obtain through Hell or through the Night Sentinels, he has so many weapons that are just meant to rip and tear. This is what he does. Some of his more iconic ones include the Doom Blade, which is specifically stated to not just kill demons but penetrate defenses that cannot be penetrated by conventional means, as in, like, it's impervious, not to the Doom Blade. He's also got a special hammer that can kill people just through the shock waves when he jumps up and slams it down, or he can just bludgeon them to death because he can. He's got numerous guns, including, of course, the Unmaker, which is only for Demonkind, but, still pretty good. And then, of course, there's the one that we can't wait for Boomstick to talk about again, the Big Gun 9000! And 10,000, apparently, because the 9,000 is actually the power source to the 10,000, which can shoot down ships. Yes! But yes, the Big Effing Gun 9000, which can fire 30 rounds at once, consumes more ammo than any gun in his arsenal, and yet can wipe out whole armies. It's just that good. So yes, he is an unstoppable killing machine, and he proved that not just by going back through Hell's forces multiple times, defeating high-ranking demons, killing the Dark Lord, as I mentioned for the Doom Eternal DLC. And he was even so powerful that at the end of Doom Eternal, because remember, Doom of the Dark Ages is a prequel game. Like, we're going to find out more about his time in the Night Sentinels, I guess. But yeah, at the end of Doom Eternal, he is sealed away again, willingly, I guess, for when he is needed once again to fight the denizens of Hell. So, fun times. Also, he is canonically best friends with Isabelle from Animal Crossing New Horizons, or just Animal Crossing in general. And so it shows that even the most hardened warrior can have a friend like Isabelle. And there is hope for him. There is hope for us all. Also, he killed Kermit the Frog because he killed Isabelle in the Devil Artemis universe. Canon. Alright, so who wins between Master Chief and the Doom Slayer? So this is one of those things where it's like, well, he killed Doom Guy originally, so wouldn't that mean he killed Doom Slayer? No, this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, the guy from before was awesome, let's make him better. Yeah, Doom Slayer is going to win this, and for honestly very basic reasons. Obviously, they're both incredibly strong. Their weapons and armor are vast and powerful. That's not the issue here. The issue is that the difference between Doom Guy and Doom Slayer is the level of weaponry, right? So, before, with Doom Guy, which was, very early gaming age, like, the whole point was like, okay, I just have, like, these really great basic weapons, like machine guns and such. And then there was, of course, the Unmaker and the Big Effing Gun. Like, those were, like, the max that he had. And Master Chief had ways around that. In contrast, Doom Slayer has way better weaponry. And it can take on entire demon lords, like massive godly figures. Not to mention that his armor, the Praetor suit, has been vastly upgraded to be better. Like, that's just how you have to label it. It's better, And it could be upgraded to take more damage, to heal, to improve his health, to have more ammo in his guns, and so on and so forth. And he is taking on constant barrages from demons, and of all kinds, of all sizes, and he's fine. He just is. All right, and you can say, but isn't that the same with Master Chief? To an extent, yes. I mean, the Flood, the Forerunners, the Covenant, they're no slouches. We know that. But we also know that those characters also killed Spartans. All right? Never forget, like, one of the first missions where, he was sent off against the Covenant, and he's like, okay, we won, but we lost a lot of Spartans. And he's like, he wasn't happy with that. And that was with Mark IV armor. He had Mark VI armor later, and he was still, facing off against beings that could kill him. It's just he was better in that moment at times, and that allowed him to win. Versus the Doomslayer, which is like, you're not going to kill me, I'm going to kill you, deal with it. So he has better Doomslayer has better weaponry, he actually has better armor, believe it or not. He has a more indomitable will, and ironically, arguably the biggest thing, is that he is a better fighter. I know that sounds crazy, but Doomslayer has canonically been fighting for centuries. He does not tire. That's canon. Because of the divinity machine and just the fact that he's the Doomslayer, he can fight infinitely without dying. And if we're taking him at his peak with all the energy that he's killed from all the demons that he's massacred, he's on a level that Master Chief just isn't. And that's hilarious, because it's like, you'd think that Master Chief would still be better, but no, because of the upgrade he got via the 2016 game and Doom Eternal and the DLC, he is better. He doesn't even need the weaponry from Doom Dark Ages, even though that would be hilarious, because he gets a freaking mech. Also, I didn't mention he's got a freaking dragon. He does. He doesn't need it. He's got the weaponry, he's got the armor, and he's got the indomitable will and perseverance to take everything the Master Chief has and win. He will rip and tear Master Chief apart. And I can't wait to see it. And with that, I'm ending this episode of Todd Talk. Who do you think is going to win between Master Chief and the Doomslayer? And how epic do you think this fight is going to be? I really think this could be something special, alright? Like, really special. So, let me know in the comments below. So, I thank you for watching. If you made it far, I know you were listening. And I'll see you around.